Do you remember the first time a wrestler made you afraid of your TV screen? Maybe it was The Undertaker rolling his eyes back into his skull. Maybe it was Brock Lesnar looking like he could rip a car in half with his bare hands. Or Stone Cold stomping down the ramp like he was ready to fight you. Back then, WWE superstars didn't just look cool, they looked mythical. Every entrance felt like a movie. Every promo felt like a threat. They were superheroes and supervillains. They were larger than life. Fast forward to today, and what do we see? A roster full of incredible athletes, yes, but do they feel like gods among men? Not really, they feel like CrossFit trainers in cosplay. So, what the hell happened? Why don't wrestlers feel special anymore? Let's break it down. Back in the day, WWE superstars looked impossible. Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, Triple H, Batista, they didn't just look strong, they looked unreal. You didn't look at Batista and think, he must work out. You thought, this man is a real-life comic book character. Of course, there was a reason for that. The special sauce era. Steroids. The bodies were chemically enhanced, and it created monsters that looked nothing like the average human. Even mid-carders looked intimidating. Nobody looked normal. But after the scandals, the deaths of Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit, and WWE's wellness policy crackdowns, that era ended. Today's stars are leaner, more athletic, and safer. And don't get me wrong, they're in insane shape. But they don't look mythical. They look like people you might bump into at the gym. The aura of impossibility? Gone. But honestly, the physiques were only part of it. The real death blow came when Kayfabe died. Back then, The Undertaker wasn't Mark Calloway playing a role. He was the dead man. Fans whispered rumors. Does he actually live in a graveyard? Does he really have powers? Kane wasn't Glenn Jacobs. He was the scarred monster from hell. The characters lived beyond the screen, and fans bought into it. Now, wrestlers broadcast their real lives on Instagram. They hop on podcasts and casually explain storylines before they even happen. You see Seth Rollins laughing with the same guys he's supposed to hate. You see Cody Rhodes joking with his rivals backstage. It's like a magician explaining every trick in the middle of the show. And once you know it's just an act, the spell is broken. Today's stars don't live their characters. They play them. And that makes a world of difference. Now let's talk about stories. Wrestling is at its best when it feels personal. Stone Cold versus Vince McMahon wasn't just a storyline. It was every worker's dream of fighting their boss. Eddie Guerrero versus Rey Mysterio fighting for custody of Dominic. Insane, yes, but deeply human. Triple H breaking into Orton's home. Dangerous, unpredictable. Those stories made you feel. They made the wrestlers feel like real people with real stakes. Great wrestling isn't about moves, it's about meaning. And when stories have no soul, even the best match is just a match. But today, almost every storyline boils down to, I want to be the best. I want the title. And that's it. No drama, no depth, no reason to get emotionally invested. You can't connect to I want the belt the same way you connect to I hate my boss, or I want revenge for my family, or I'm battling my demons. So, why don't WWE wrestlers look cool anymore? Because the bodies got smaller, the mystique disappeared, and the stories lost their soul. Wrestlers used to be legends, icons, nightmares that stepped out of your imagination and into the ring. Now, they're content creators in spandex. The sad part is, today's roster is insanely talented. They're better athletes than ever before. But they're stuck in a system that strips away everything that once made wrestling magical. Until WWE remembers that wrestling isn't just about good matches, until they make us believe again, we'll keep getting performers who are impressive, but forgettable. Back then, WWE created gods. Now it creates content. So tell me, do you think wrestling can ever get that mystique back? Or are we stuck in the content era forever? Drop your thoughts below. I want to hear from real fans.